So this is a summary of the Buick 430 build. This engine started off life as a 1967 430. It was fortunate enough to come with the 67 big port heads. We'll talk about those a little bit more in a minute. The rotating assembly was completely gone through. The crank was turned 20 under on the rods, 10 under on the mains. The block was line bored. The cylinders were bored 30 over. It's got cleveite bearings on the mains and the rods. The rods were all resized with ARP bolts installed. It's got new pistons with Hastings chrome moly rings. The entire assembly was balanced. It's a new vibration dampener. It's got a new flex plate. It's got a new water pump, a new fuel pump. The oil pump has been rebuilt using a TA Performance rebuild kit with a booster plate installed and the pressure adjuster installed. The ignition has been converted to a Unilite Mallory ignition. It's got a new vacuum diaphragm. It's got a new Mallory coil. I will install a circuit guard between the coil and the distributor. It's got a new thermostat. That's an Edelbrock intake. The camshaft is a TA Performance 212 grind with new TA Performance dual groove cam bearings. As I stated previously, the heads are big port 430 heads. They were Magnaflux, checked for cracks. Valve job was done, new stainless steel intake and exhaust valves, new guides, new seals, new springs. Springs were shimmed to get the correct valve stem height. The passageways in the block that oiled the 430 rocker arm were plugged, and the engine was converted over to a through the push rod oiling system. So there's new push rods from TA Performance, new rocker arms from TA Performance. The lifters are TA Performance items that have been soaked in brake-in oil for about a week. The entire assembly was generously coated with Permatex assembly lube. The cam, the timing chain, the distributor drive gear, the lifters, the rocker arms were all generously coated with cam break-in grease. The rods had ARP bolts installed. The heads have ARP bolts. The intake manifold has ARP bolts. The entire assembly was torqued to stock specs except for the intake manifold because it was aluminum. The torque specs were checked 3 times. And of course, we're all done in the proper sequence. Looking forward to getting her running. I may have forgotten to mention that it also has a new timing chain and cam and crank gears. So yeah, looking forward to getting her running.